I'm going to run you through a real quick on how you can check your rankings and see how you stack up next to your competition. But before we do that, let me just give you a brief overview. I'm going to keep this super high level because I know you guys are in fencing and you don't really geek out on the tech stuff like a lot of marketing guys do. So, all right, so let's talk about the search results. This area here is the sponsored. This is Google Ads. So this is charge is on a per click basis. The best spots is right here. So think about this as 50 to 70% of the clicks, and it's probably 25% showing up down here and what we call the organic. And this up here is the paid, and you're looking again between something between 10 and 20%. A lot of these people see sponsored and they scroll right down as they like the map. They like the reviews down here. So this is the area that's the most important. So the way that this would go is this would be spot number 1, 2, and 3. Okay, those would be the most important spots. This would be fourth, but most important spot to rank. You can show up here, and that's okay. So let's show up here. You need to validate a listing with Google. You've got to get an address. And a lot of people have tried to do with posts, office box, and virtual boxes, and they get suspended. So the search is huge. There's 8.5 billion searches per day that go into Google. And if we could look at this at 46% of these searches are local, that is huge. That's a massive amount. There's almost over 4 billion searches that are happening locally per day. So Google is one of the most profitable companies in the history, and 80% of their profit is coming from people clicking on this stuff right here. So, and this is only just 10, 20%. So if you kind of think about how important this area is, this is where multi-million dollar fencing empires can be built on a local basis, but only in this area. Okay, spots 1, 2, and 3. This is for the term fence company, Jacksonville, Florida. So we have a tool here that will tell us how we are ranking this area. The thing about this area is it changes as we move across the town. So if I do a search from here at my office, so from here, and I go 2 miles down the road, the results will be completely different. And that's what this map is showing us here. It's showing us that at this location. Let me zoom in. And for wherever we search for, if I go into this area here, and this is Royal Lakes, this company is ranking 6. And over here a bit further up is 2 and a 1 on 1 in this spot here. Once you know the results, then you can take certain actions to improve these rankings, which can result in a lot of business, right? So let's go and look at some of these companies in here. So I picked Silverman Fence. This is Silverman's Fence results. And we'll just flip this and we'll check out Best Fence Rail. So to be in the map pack, you've got to have a green spot. If you don't have a green spot, you're not being shown. How do you improve these rankings here? I'll show you. It's kind of like this. We set up our location, right? Let's just do this here. So we just selected Jacksonville around this part here, and this is say like our home address would be here, a physical address there. We set up our location. Imagine there's a house here in the center of the circle. It's almost like we have an antenna. So I'll put a little antenna here. So look. And there's the antenna. And that antenna, and the closer we are in that circle, the better we're going to rank right. As we get outside of this area, this antenna right now, if we don't have a good website, we don't have a lot of reviews, maybe our circle stays like that. And that's kind of what's happening for this company right here. So that's their little circle. But the thing is, as we get more reviews, right, our antenna gets a bit taller. And the circle gets a little bit bigger. It just gets a little bit bigger. So it gets taller and a little bit bigger. Now we have the opportunity to get more business. What if we build a well-optimized website? That just gets a bit bigger. As you see. the momentum of doing things, the circle gets bigger. And we all do these little things. Our antenna gets taller and then more business comes in. So roughly at this moment, 260 searches, I think, per month for fencing companies, Jacksonville, Florida. So 50%, 130 searches. If we are conservative, we'll go to the free in a map pack. So 130 will go to that map pack within there. We search Google and we call a phone number, or we fill out the form on the website. So there's a lot of intent associated with these people because of the actions they're taken. So this is what we're after, right? And this is what having a map that looks like you can create for you. What happens when you start stacking this up with other stuff? We just talked about the fact that we're talking about the rankings inside here. You can also run Google ads up here. You can do social ads like Facebook ads. So if you guys want to see how you're ranking, and there's no pressure to continue with us, I'm happy to give you advice. My goal is here to have an impact on companies. So if you guys want to see how you're ranking and see how well you're doing, then fill out the form that's over here right next to the video. Give us your information. We need your information to be able to run this map. We need to know what your business is. We need to know who to evaluate here. So give us some information with your website address, and we will send you reports so you can check things out. And you'll be able to go through and compare yourself to the competitors. I can see that this company is number one, the number two, and as I flip through these, I can see how things drop off. But if you're not ready for that, maybe some basic adjustments can move you in the right direction and can be helpful. And maybe one day down the road, it makes sense. And if not, at least you've moved in the right direction. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks a lot.